From Victoria Park, we'll take a break. Back with the second half after this.
With the job ahead of them in the third quarter if they're to get back into this match. Filkey dispossessed. Lehman. Francis with Smart. Brown. A short kick out to the edge of the square, and it finds Graham Wright. Wright's kick to the half-forward line, a marking contest. Micken in front. Manson over the top. Dacos starting the third term as he did the first. Francis. And gets it. And that's just what the Crows did not want at the start of the third quarter. Tony Francis's first goal and Collingwood's 12th, 12-7 to 3-5.
Well, it's good to see Francis doing a lot of work up the ground and then also running in and rewarding his hard work further up the field. Here he is, former Norwood Rover. He kicked 6 points last week, didn't get on the scoreboard as far as a major is concerned, but he's certainly altered that. Today he's kicked the one solitary goal, no points.
So a very quick start by Collingwood. Francis's first goal, 79, plays 23.
And more importantly, Peter, it's the 6th goal that Collingwood have been able to kick into the breeze. And again, they shared the ball around on centre wing here. Mullane, the kick across his left shoulder's not too bad. Morwood punches from behind. McDermott gathers. Sweeping hand pass, finds Andrew Jarman. He tries to kick it long. McEwen out in front, Hodges from behind. Graham Wright just kicks it in front of himself and goes after it once again. A tap close to the boundary line, helped out by the captain. Always seems to be able to get out of some tight spots, Tony Shaw. Francis's kick, under pressure from McIntyre, is out of bounds on the full. The free kick to be taken by Maynard. Maynard quickly. McDermott, turn around quickly. He does. And sees that there's no one really on his mark. Kelly nearly took a one-hander. Ball at the back, Klug. A little slow, dispossessed. Brown, McEwen, again Tony Shaw. Gee, does some terrific work across half-back. Kick in towards the centre, punched away from Morwood. Play on now, much to the disgust of the Collingwood supporters. Andrew Jarman's kick has been marked by Klug wide at half-forward. Plays on quickly. Ordinary kick, floats, and is marked by Liptak. Liptak, who was one of the only 2 people to kick goals for the Crows. Hodges has kicked 2. And this man kicked his only goal in the first quarter. They haven't kicked a goal since the 25-minute mark of the first term. And that is their 4th goal.
So Liptak gets his second. Hodges has 2, as Ian mentioned. And 4-5. Now plays 12-7.
I was getting a bit of a football lesson today, Matthew Liptak. He was in front on that occasion, which is good on Graham Wright. But Wright has just used strength on Liptak in running for the ball, and with that strength he's able to get across the ground too. And Liptak will realise, if he looks at his game, that maybe he's got to lift a lot of weights over the summer to build himself up, so he's able to compete.
1 goal each kicked in the third quarter. Once again, the difference is 50 points, as therefore it was at half-time. Brown doing some good work at midfield. Tries to get it to half-forward. Francis runs into Williams, who does some good shepherding for Manson. Marshall. Lee. Spiral punt kick to the edge of the square. Tony Shaw takes the dive and takes the free kick as well.
Well summed up.
Very experienced campaigner. Here's the Magpie skipper. He's usually at the bottom of every pack. And Manson playing in front. Gavin Brown. Looks for Richardson, who leads out. Didn't quite get there. And the mark taken by Lee over Dacos. Scott Lee just up from the back pocket. Right, Sunshine now at Victoria Park. Manson again in front. Klug late on the scene. Marshall, ineffective hand pass. The ball punched further forward and again picked up by Tony Shaw. Shaw's kick out to Lehman. Out the back of the pack, just about thrown. Francis from Bickley. Smart taps the ball forward. Down goes Tasker, picked up by Smart. Christian looks for the hand pass. The big fellows combined well. Manson, with an unmistakable kicking style, drills it for a goal.
At Foodland, we take a great deal of pride in our sponsorship of the Adelaide Crows. because we believe that one South Australian team deserves the support of another. Foodland, sponsoring the Adelaide Crows, a great match of two mighty South Aussies.
Collingwood 85, lead Adelaide 29 early in the third term. And again, Collingwood able to kick goals to that right-hand end. Filkey's kick is smothered. In goes Micken. Francis is desperate in this third term.
Now,
Kick to half forward.
that is wrong,
Dacos
umpire.
being held,
Yes,
and he's
well
paid
done.
it.
Well done.
Well, you've been on it for a long time, Don, and eventually they've given it to the player in front. Dacos kicked the full forward. Richardson, that nearly was a mark. Hughes has got hold of him. He's got the football under there somewhere.
That's what Hughes is good at. Although Richardson just about to have the hands on.
But I don't think it was Hughes. It might have been Maynard that had hold of him, was it?
No, it was Scott Leon Dacos.
No, just then the Richardson one. Now the ball comes out from half-back by Lee. In towards the centre. Kelly can't mark, but strength. Gets underneath or over the top of the football. The umpire still calls play on. And eventually he will now bounce the ball on the edge of the square. So Collingwood, they've kicked 2 goals against the Breeze. Adelaide have kicked 1 with it. Ball goes wide. Chance for Lehman. Can't really do anything constructive with the football. Maynard, McDermott. Under pressure, Lehman. The pressure from Collingwood's good. Russell and Francis combine. Francis is kicked wide. Pretty good. Richardson marks. About 30 metres from goal.
Francis' 19th kick, Robbo.
Well, he's been terrific in the early part of this term.
But it's Troy Lehman who got the ball out. I thought Lehman did particularly well. Also, Tony Shaw goes across, and a few words of encouragement to Lehman, but it was a good pass by Francis.
Well, this man has only had 4 kicks for 4 goals. Can he keep that perfect score up? No, he can't. He kicks it right across the face, and it just sneaks through for 1 behind. So 5 kicks for 4 goals, 1 to Mark Richardson. 13-8 to 4-5 with 19 minutes left in the third term.
Manson, a little bit of a nudge forward. Brown. Manson's hand pass, ineffective. McDermott to Marshall for the Crows. Good kick by Marshall, whose disposal is usually impeccable. But Kelly chips in front of Krug to take a good mark. Kelly spots a man wide, and that's Lehman. He's covered plenty of territory today to get his kicks, and he's had his fair share of them. Krasiska at the back, doesn't bother about the punch, and does take a very, very good mark. Gavin Krasiska from the left half-back flank. 16 possessions today. Kicks to the centre wing position. Marking contest out there, and again, no one can come down with it. Morwood sees the ball over the boundary line in front of Smart, and it will be thrown in pretty close to the centre wing position, a few metres on the Adelaide side of centre. Micken taps down from Manson. The ball scooped out the front of the pack. There is a free kick. It's going to be a Collingwood ball, and it will be taken by Paul Williams, youngster from Tasmania. Christian marks right on 50. And will he go short? He will. Oh, hopping right a smidgen late. No, 50 metres. Russell gets up. He's okay. And Hocking pleads his innocence, not guilty.
How far has a kick got to go before it is legitimately a mark?
10 metres.
Scott Russell really lays back into that one. There's a mark to Collingwood right on the line to Moore. And he will be right on the behind post, I'd suggest, when he has to kick.
It's not a bad shot, is it? Right behind Shane Morwood. You can just see how much goal face is open. What's he going to do? Check side it?
Run around, will he? No, he went for your option, Don, but missed by a country mile. So Shane Morwood is behind against his name.
Is a country mile longer than a city mile?
Most definitely. When you have to walk it.
And if you ask somebody for directions in the country, it is, I can tell you. Just down around the corner. The corner's 6 miles away.
Danny Hughes does the kicking in again. Morwood, oh, he nearly took a spectacular one-handed grab. The ball was over the boundary line, and it will be thrown at about 50 metres out. That would have been a sensational mark. Very able to grab it.
Yeah, Shane Morwood, he just seems to go through things at half pace, but very, very talented player. Desperate stuff by Smart, can't quite gather the football. Bickley, McDermott, Scott Lee, they're always under pressure though, those defenders. There's a free kick, and it will go to Brown. May have been against Andrew Jarman in the finish. Brown spots a player short, but it's broken down because Smart, oh, there's a good smother. Excellent smother there by Krasiska, and he gets it back. Now gives it to Brown. What can Gavin Brown do? Long kick by Brown to the goal front. Marking contest. Micken is held, surely, and he will take the free kick right in front of the Collingwood goal. Trojan, Mark Micken, in his efforts to lift the Adelaide Crows. Not one of his better games today, but certainly never ever gives in. Francis, Scott Lee punches the ball away. After it goes Russell. In there is Jamison. Lehman can't do anything with it. Maynard. Oh, it's really stopped out there in that mud. Scott Russell, still player, struggling to get it clear. Now the chance for Bickley, and his kick has been marked by McIntyre. Looks to play on, eventually does. Kicks it to centre half forward. Chance now for Liptak. Runs onto the footy. Good tackle by Kelly. Desperate stuff by Craig Kelly. Still the ball at centre half forward. Out it goes from Rowe to Klug, and Klug misses by half a country mile and kicks it out of bounds on the full in the right forward pocket for Adelaide.
And back in centre wing, Graham Wright is down. He's got two trainers assisting him to his feet. The physio's gone out there, or the club runner, Medico. There he is.
It's a trifle groggy, doesn't he? I think he got one in the back in the kidney region.
Now he's coming off. He's coming straight off, I think. So obviously there's something wrong there.
McEwen, long kick to the 50-metre line. Kirison looks for a holding the ball decision. There's none there. The ball scooped at the head of Francis, who was chasing his 20th kick. 22 possessions he's had, but right running off the ground, he's okay. And I think it will be Jamie Turner to come on. Back to the play. Throw it on centre wing, or half forward it is actually for the Crows.
I wonder if that was a pre-plan to get right off the ground before he's injured, because Turner was ready. Now I can see Starcevic warming up, so they might be able to pull another change, Collingwood.
Well, scooped out of the pack to Lehman, to Jamie Turner, who, as I said, has just come onto the ground, to Darren Mullane. Bickley giving chase. Turner, who represented Victoria down in Tasmania earlier in the year. Scott Russell. Actually, in that game, he came off before he could get a kick. He had a back injury on that particular occasion. Jarman over the top. In turn, back to Smart. And the Crows will get clear. They've got to make something of this. The kick coming from Tasker. Down towards the left half forward flank. It's picked up, though, for Collingwood by McEwen, who measures the pass and measures it beautifully once again. Turner, 2 possessions in the space of 30 seconds. Scott Russell, believe me, has had many more than that. Roving well. He and Francis, they've killed them today. Up to Morwood. Ball hits the deck. McGuinness's kick is well smothered. Dacos runs straight into Smart. And the Crows will come away with the football up towards the edge of the square. It's Marshall now in front of Tony Shaw. Onto Jarman. Jarman can kick long.
That is hopeless.
There's no one there. The ball hits the behind post, and it will be thrown in. Now Peter Dacos looking the worse for wear.
Is that his ankle?
Well,
but really that wasn't a good kick by Jarman. I saw Smart try to offload one earlier, so they've got to direct the ball into the forward line, and Dacos is going off the ground too.
McIntyre caught with the ball, but the two number 23s will have to give it back to the umpire.
Actually, when you said about bombing away, that's exactly what Lee Matthews said to his players at quarter time. Don't bomb away, wasn't it?
You can't afford to do it with the breeze, Ian. That's right.
Chance now for Russell. His kick goes into that left back pocket for Collingwood, and we'll have a boundary throw in. So about halfway through this third quarter, and Collingwood have added 2 goals. Adelaide have added 1 since half time. Now a chance for Collingwood to get the ball out towards half back, but a good mark taken by Maynard, who would be perhaps Adelaide Crows' best player. 5 kicks and 7 hand passes, and he's been a good player across half back for the Crows. Rodney Maynard, who doesn't mind kicking a goal. Long kick into the goal square, and Filkey leaves it behind. Tony Shaw, Russell and McEwen. McEwen, a lovely hand pass puts Brown under a little bit of pressure, but look at the strength of the body. The way he breaks the tackle. Marshall got into the contest again, but couldn't stop the kick going away. And just on the players' interchange area, Tasker takes it over. And Williams, two young boys there, having a little bit of a dust-up. And Gerard Healy on the boundary line. What's happening down there?
Yeah, well, Peter Dacos has gone over on his left ankle, and he's just coming down for treatment. And Graham Wright suffering from a virus, which is giving him an upset stomach, so they've taken him off for precautionary reasons.
McGuinness to Tony Shaw, and the skipper hits the fence. It would appear pretty hard. It'll take a lot more than that to stop Tony Shaw. He comes up with the footy. 10 kicks and 5 hand passes, a little bit below his average. He usually finishes up with an average of around about 30 possessions for a game. That's not bad.
He's playing on a half-back flank today, Peter, and when he's on the ball, he certainly does get it. We see another bit of a dust-up.
Liam Williams
pushing and shoving.
And Darren Mullane comes in for the assist. Now, Maynard from McDermott, rather, over to Jarman. Jarman up to half-forward. Huge pack of players down there. Turner tried to kick it off the ground. Filkey gets offloaded. Turner again. His kick well smothered. Rowe dives on top of it. And it will be a ball up at centre half forward for the Crows with just under 11 minutes remaining in the third term. And Rowe the last to get up. A baptism of fire for them here this afternoon. Both teams in contention for the 6. Well, that could have been a free kick. Should have been a free kick. Is a free kick. It will be taken by Jamieson.
I don't know why Collingwood are going berserk. They've had 19 free kicks to 11 so far in the match.
I don't think you'd argue with that one, though, Robbo, would you?
No, not at all.
And with the breezy back, admittedly it's not as strong as it was before, but still very much a westerly. He should be able to go close to kicking this from about 55 metres. I would suggest that's through.
Good kick.
It's a goal. 52 points the difference. Jamison's first goal. Brown almost out of the centre, gets collided with. Marshall doing well, one of their leading kick getters today. Christian does the tidying up work and does it well. Kicks to space on the outer side. Kluge might get there first. Back to McIntyre. Marshall gets back into the contest as well, but he has kicked it straight to Gavin Krasiska on the 50-metre line.
Krasiska kicks it straight across the ground. Mullane's made good position, and he kicks it towards centre half forward. Darren Mullane, a high ball. Norwood.
Come on, you were there.
Away goes Bickley. Chance for Lee to get it to Micken. Micken's hand pass is broken down by Williams. Russell. Collingwood will go into attack again. Francis has his 20th kick. Opportunity now for Lehman to just kick it a little bit towards Kerrison. And Kerrison into an open goal, puts it through for a very easy Collingwood goal. Kerrison's first goal. And Collingwood go marching on. The Magpies 14-9, Adelaide 5-5.
He's doing a good job, Shane Kerrison. He's got the job on Tony McGuinness. He's very, very strong in the upper body, Kerrison. Got a lot of courage. And here he is running off to create a bit of space. You see there McGuinness attempting but slipping over as Kerrison kicks his first goal for the game. He kicked one last week, Shane Kerrison. He was tagging Mitchell on that day.
14-9 plays 5-5. And this is Troy Lehman. Smart and Morwood, the two number 7. Smart kicks it off the ground. And again, for good measure, to the outer side. Just looking through the stats there. Ian, the Collingwood small players, Francis has got 20 kicks and Russell has got 18. So 30 kicks or 38 kicks between them. Lehman has picked up 16. So around the ground, they've been crumbing it much better than Adelaide. Filkey, just off the centre square. Kicks to half forward, and Tony Shaw dropping back takes a good captain's mark.
We saw the sock on that occasion. We had a shot of the sock earlier, and that wind really has dropped here.
Mullane to Gavin Brown. Starcevic, who's just come onto the ground for his first touch. He gets around Micken. He too likes kicking a goal. He won't with that one. The ball fisted away from Manton, and it will be out of bounds in the right forward pocket for the Magpies. Or was it a point? It was. So one behind. We'll put that down as rushed.
Stephen Rowe coming off for Adelaide.
And Daddy Hughes will kick in. 14-10 now plays 5-5.
Darryl Hart coming on.
Hughes goes to the outer side. Jamie Turner with a big fist away. Here's Russell again. A hand pass to Starcevic, who gets it back in turn for Williams. And he has missed from point-blank range and put it through for only one behind.
Well, he's kicked more points this year than goals. Craig Starcevic, he's kicked 17 goals and 21 points.
14-11 now to 5-5. He's kicking in yet again. And this time favours the Social Club side. Oh, Tasker!
Mark.
A great mark. Right on the 50-metre line. He'll get it to Marshall. And Marshall plays on quickly down centre field.
In towards the centre position. The good mark taken by Turner, who came on only about 5 minutes ago and has already had about 7 possessions. His kick to Mullane, who in turn finds Francis between wing and half forward. And Tony Francis with his 21st kick. Chipping in there was Bickley. Now a chance for Smart, but Francis has got it again. Russell, gee, they've had a lot of the footy, those two players. Russell's kick to centre half forward. A good punch from behind by Hughes, and he goes after Starcevic a little too fiercely and gives away a free kick. And the umpire just shakes his head. Don?
Oh, we all know what you're trying to do, Dan. You watch this.
Well, it's pretty crude stuff, wasn't it? Starcevic now. A lovely long kick by Craig Starcevic. Eventually, he gets a goal. Starcevic now doing the ruck work at that centre bounce. And he applies the tackle on Peter McIntyre. And the boys just probably getting a little frustrated there. No worries for Collingwood, leading by 11 goals and coming home with the breeze at their back.
Manson down in the forward pocket for Collingwood.
Big punch there by McIntyre, and after he punched it, was hit in the head. So he takes the free kick in the centre of the ground and plays on quickly. Nice looking drop punt kick, but no one home for Adelaide. And Craig Kelly, he looks as though he's lifted his game in the last few weeks after having a very ordinary start, along with a lot of his teammates. His kick falls in short. It's been marked by Jamison. Plays on, kicks it across the face of the goals. There's no one home back there. 2-on-1 McEwen and Kelly. McEwen goes backwards to Tony Shaw. Tony Shaw's kick is a little bit of an up and under. Diving on the football out there. Looks as though it may have been Brown, was it? Desperate stuff. No, Francis. And it goes over for a boundary throw-in. He has a bit of a dip, Tony Francis, doesn't he, for a little bloke?
26 possessions he's had today. He's had quite a few dips. Christian gets the hand pass out. And Gavin Krasiska takes advantage of it on the centre wing position. Kicks up where it's intercepted by Maynard. And McDermott, the Adelaide captain, will put the Crows back into attack. And they need some goals to add some respectability to their score. But Collingwood's defence has been rock-like this afternoon. Hodges has to try to beat 2 players. Jarman needs someone going past and finally finds that someone in Liptak, who's kicked 2 goals. And Tony Shaw nearly got clean bowled by that one. It finally ricocheted off his shin through for another rush behind. And we've had 4 rush behinds this afternoon. 101 plays 36, and the skipper thought about kicking it in.
Oh, I don't think he does too much of that. But isn't he a terrific little player, Tony Shaw?
Fantastic.
The great Aussie battler, I'd call him, for anybody watching this game. He's about, what, 5'7" or 5'6"?
Gets plenty of cheek.
And doesn't he ever, Peter?
Not the most, skillful player, but I'll tell you what, he always leads from the front, doesn't he? Marshall. Oh, gee, McGuinness got one in the back, but on the other side of the ledge, we could have almost been pinged for holding the ball. Probably the best decision is the one the umpire has given, and that's going to be a ball up.
They're in the back, I consider, but then again, the umpire, he was in a better position than what we are.
Knocked down by Christian. Turner, who's certainly made his presence felt since he came onto the ground. Mullane, excellent hand pass. Russell again. On it goes to Lehman. Richardson in front. A juggle. No, nearly.
He's going to pay it. He believed he was in control of it. I think a very doubtful one, because that ball, okay, he bounced it in his hands a couple of times, but on the 3rd attempt, there's 1, 2, 3. And that time he really didn't have control of that. Maybe Hughes pushed him out of the way, and that's why the umpire said he played the mark.
He did play the mark. It wasn't a free kick. So 5 goals. To Mark Richardson, 107 plays 36. Francis.
Gee, they're doing well in the centre, Collingwood.
Well, Francis and Russell have just blitzed them, haven't they? Mullane. And let's not leave out Lehman. Starcevic. On to Turner. The two interchange players combining there. McGuinness gets ridden into the ground. The ball spills out the back to Starcevic, who nearly gets caught with the ball. Francis, a short kick, touched off the boot. Little give out there from Richardson. Didn't come off. It's taken away by Lee.
The ball goes wide to that outer half-back flank position. Lehman, who was just a few minutes ago on this side of the ground. Gee, does he cover some territory? And he gets his left foot to the ball. Close to the line. Big crunch from behind. Russell off the ground. Scott Russell goes across the face. Into the right forward pocket. Kick off the ground by Smart. The race is on now. Collingwood 1 against 2. The one player, Kerrison. And eventually McGuinness chips in and gets a nice little kick to Klug. He's going to get brought down. Goes after it. Dispossessed there by Kelly. Smart. Jarman kicks it quickly. No one in particular. Brown marks. And with aggression, Gavin Brown takes it away. Kicks it directly towards a Collingwood goal. And jumping Jimmy Manson takes the mark. Gives it to Francis. Into an open goal goes Tony Francis and pins another one for the Magpies. Great football by Collingwood. They never at any stage stopped running, and it started with Gavin Brown.
Well, he had an option. That was Morwood over in the square, Tony Francis. He may have run just a bit too far, but good play here by Brown. Manson quickly playing on. Watch this, bang, off it goes. He might have gone just that little bit too far, but then again, the umpire let him go, and he could have gone over the top to make sure, but decided to kick it himself. That's his second goal, Tony Francis.
24 kicks to Tony Francis. A splendid effort. He and Scott Russell have been unbeatable around the ground. Gavin Krasiska chipping in at half-back to take that mark. Over the top with the hand pass. Gafer at left half-back flank. Measures the pass, measures it in short, and a free kick to Francis or whatever.
The 50-metre was being paid.
He's played a terrific game, hasn't he, this guy?
And he blew time off. That's why they couldn't take advantage.
It's not even three-quarter time, and he's had 29 possessions.
And Russell has had 32. So around the ground, they've cut them to bits. And you add in Mullane, 16 and 6. Lehman, 18 and 6. Christian, 10 and 12.
And more importantly, they've 84 more possessions than the Adelaide Crows.
It tells on the scoreboard, Robert, doesn't it? Good long kick for goal. He might have got that. He did. 3 goals to Tony Francis. And Collingwood goes further ahead. The Magpies 18-11. Adelaide 5-6.
Well, it just snuck over the line. Tony Francis from a 50-metre penalty. It really did have to make the line. And look at it through the air. The pack underneath.
Tell you what, that was awfully close,
really
wasn't it?
close, wasn't it?
Yeah, very close.
Well, Danny Hughes not saying anything to the umpire. Bounce back in the centre. Starcevic gets it. Maynard kicks the Adelaide Crows up towards centre half forward, but a good mark taken by Krasiska. He gives the hand pass off to Christian. He in turn goes wider still to Gafer. And Lehman, look at that. A clean pair of heels on Filkey. Left foot kick is a beauty and hits Morwood on the chest. Shane Morwood moving around beautifully, not getting a lot of possessions, but certainly giving them something to fire at centre half forward. No mark taken there by Richardson. Coming in as jumping Jimmy Manson. Gives it off there to Francis. Back to Manson. Manson sweeping hand pass. No one in particular. Kerrison run down by McGuinness. In goes Manson. Turner left foot kick. Free kick. Who's it going to? Maybe it's McGuinness?
Kerrison.
Kerrison for a trip, I think, Robbo.
Was it? He's not going back to take Manson? It. Manson's going to take it, isn't it?
I thought it might have been against McGuinness on Kerrison.
Now, this is a real testing material for Manson. There's the siren. So the three-quarter time score for Adelaide will not change. They're 5-6-36. And I would think that Manson would have trouble getting the distance here. Let's wait and see.
Oh!
And that's 4 wides in the old cricketing terms. 18-11, 119 Collingwood. They lead Adelaide Crows at three-quarter time to a 5-6-36.
the difference at three-quarter time, 83 points. Mark Richardson, the leading goal kicker, and he has 5. Francis has 3. Manson 2. Lee Matthews saying a few well-chosen words to Collingwood. Graham Corns likewise to his charges out there.